And well, the Telugu Desam Party or TDP is reluctant to go with the BJP in Seemandhra, not so much because they don't have significant presence, but because there has been anger against the BJP for having supported the Telangana bill. In Telangana, the BJP feels going with the TDP will add to them the burden of its chief Chandrababu Naidu being perceived as being anti-Telangana. Talks have also been stalled between the parties and the stalemate continues on the decision with regards to the alliance. However, the BJP core committee meet will be held today to decide on the alliance with TDP and the seat sharing in the Telangana region. Of course, more than anything else, this particular controversy has been going on for quite some time now with regard to seat sharing. The BJP maybe a couple of weeks back had made it very clear that they are willing to do anything and compromise on any numbers to go ahead and make their alliance work. But at this point, their alliance is hanging by a thread as it looks like the BJP will call it off, considering that they have got the Janasena support, which is Pawan Kalyan's party, and other Tollywood stars also supporting them. Moving on, S.R. Hirimat has been in the news for being a fearless voice against the alleged corrupt ways of political leaders. He has now voiced his support for RAP and disapproval for D.K. Shivkumar and his brother.
Social activist S.R. Hirimat was seen campaigning in Ramanagara for the Aam Aadmi Party candidate of Bangalore Rural. Ravi Krishna Reddy, a software professional and Kannada writer, is contesting from Bangalore Rural against D.K. Suresh. S.R. Hirimat, whose activism sent the Reddy brothers of Bellary behind bars, has been fearless in voicing his opinions against Congress leader D.K. Shivkumar and his brother D.K. Suresh. It is common knowledge that Hirimat and Shivkumar have been at loggerheads on numerous occasions. He stated that the environment of fear that was witnessed in Bellary when Reddy brothers were in power reflects in Kanakpura right now.
ಈಗ ದೇಶದೊಳಗನೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಯುವಕರೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದೇನು ಹೊಸ ಗಾಳಿ ಬೀಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಾಚಾರದ ವಿರೋಧವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಜನರ ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಗಳು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಒಂದೇನು ಅಕೌಂಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ದುರುಪಯೋಗ ಸ್ವಜನ ಪಕ್ಷಪಾತ ಅಕ್ರಮ ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಇವತ್ತೇನು ಅದು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅದು ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಇರಬಹುದು ಇದು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ವಾತಾವರಣ ಇತ್ತು ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ಈಗಲಾದರೂ ಇದೆ ಆದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಸಾತ್ವಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ವಾತಾವರಣ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಝಲಕ್ ಅದು ಇವತ್ತು ಕಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Hirimat has stated that he goes only by what the documents reveal. He allegedly possesses more than 50 documents revealing Shivkumar's corrupt side. Hirimat will be releasing all the evidence against the brothers in the days to come. With elections right around the corner, there are rampant campaigns for political leaders across the state. Hirimat has joined the floor, campaigning for Bangalore Rural's Aam Aadmi Party candidate and voicing his opinions against the alleged corrupt ways of D.K. Shivkumar and his brother D.K. Suresh. Prashant Gonibidu, News 9, Bengaluru.
And Bangalore North candidate of the Congress, C. Narayanaswamy, campaigned at Fraser Town and Coles Park. He also held a meet at Freedom Fighters Park, where one of his supporters also engaged in a magic show. He also said that he was campaigning for all the Congress candidates in Bengaluru. So a day after, Narayanaswamy went ahead and met with morning walkers in the RMV extension, going ahead and campaigning yet again, this time in different places, Fraser Town, Coles Park as well as Freedom Fighters Park. Narayanaswamy taking the pitch higher for the Congress there, making it very clear that he's not just campaigning for himself, but for all the candidates of the Congress. Well, a Pakistani court indicted former military ruler Parvez Musharraf for treason on charges relating to his 2007 imposition of emergency in a historic first for a country ruled for half its history by the army. A special tribunal comprising 3 judges read out 5 charges. The president pleaded not guilty for all the charges that were levelled against him. Musharraf declared a state of emergency in November 2007 and was due to mounting legal challenges to his rule. He has been fighting this case ever since he ended his exile and returned to Pakistan, and now a Pakistani court going ahead and indicting Musharraf for the same. So big blow for the former Pakistani president there, as while he did plead not guilty to 5 counts of treason, the Pakistani court found him guilty on all counts and has indicted him for the same. Well, Ops Somnath Bharti finds himself in a spot of bother. The National Human Rights Commission has now intervened in the midnight raid issue and has ordered the Delhi police to take action against the former Delhi minister. The NHRC has given cops a week's time to go ahead and take action against Bharti. Remember, Somnath Bharti had allegedly carried out a midnight raid against some African women in Kirke Extension on January 15th and 16th. So it's mounting trouble there for Somnath Bharti, while we have to keep in mind that the judicial probe more or less gave him a clean sheet. It looks like the National Human Rights Commission has decided to intervene in this particular issue, and it has called for the Delhi police to take action. It's also demanded that the Delhi police take action within 1 week's time. So we have to see if the former Delhi law minister will be taken into custody or exactly what will take place. Well, India's newly acquired American C-130J Super Hercules plane that crashed last week near Gwalior has been under intense scrutiny in the United States and Canada after a Senate investigation concluded that counterfeit parts in the aircraft's display systems could cause it to lose data or even go blank altogether in mid-flight, with potentially catastrophic consequences. More than anything else, of course, the question is, did this particular C-130J have counterfeit parts? Did it have fake Chinese parts? Is something that is yet to be confirmed. Investigations are still on to find out exactly what led to the crash. And, of course, the black box has been recovered and sent across to the US so that the manufacturers Lockheed Martin can go ahead and investigate to see exactly what went wrong. And moving on, the Supreme Court has commuted the death sentence of Devinder Pal Singh Bhullar, convicted for a 1993 blast in Delhi, to life in jail. The centre had said it had no objection to his being spared the death sentence. Last week, the centre told the court that it had no problem with him being spared the death sentence and that such a petition could be allowed in view of a recent Supreme Court verdict that a delay in deciding mercy pleas can be a ground for such relief.
The Supreme Court today, in the case of Devinder Pal Singh Bhullar, has eventually reduced his death sentence and commuted his death sentence to that of life imprisonment. This has been done principally on 2 grounds. One, that the case is squarely covered on both counts by the judgment of Shatrughan Chauhan, a judgment of 3-judge bench, which was as recent as January 2014. In the case of Bhullar, the court has noted that there is a delay of 8 years, which is completely unexplained and is therefore inordinate and amounts to cruelty. The second ground is that the mental condition of Bhullar has been examined in the context of the report of several medical boards that have been constituted in the last 4 years, and the last report of the last medical board, which was received by the court on 5th February 2014, according to that also, the unanimous report is that Bhullar continues to suffer from mental illness of some kind.
And moving on, today being Ugadi, let's take a look at the special pujas organized in different temples. Well, devotees thronged the Gavi Gangadhareshwara temple in the morning to offer special pujas. Deva Abhishek has conducted to go ahead and celebrate Ugadi, which is the beginning of the Hindu calendar. But it's not just here in Bengaluru. The festival is being celebrated across Karnataka with full pomp and fervour. This is in fact from Chamarajanagar, where you can see that even the bulls are being worshipped by farmers. In fact, it is being said that the villagers have come together for special celebrations today.